So here we are getting ready to add to the driveway, increase the size of our driveway by a couple feet here, just so we can more easily pass the cars when we're on the driveway and have a little bit more parking space to work with. You can see we moved a sprinkler here in the corner that was in the corner here. There's actually pipes that I'm going to actually leave under the concrete, but I just moved the sprinkler heads over. And we got our forms in today. We've been working on digging out the grass and the clay for a couple weeks now. We finally got the forms up. I put little wooden stakes I'm just going to leave submerged in the concrete there to help hold the forms in place. We got these zip ties here tied to the stakes because the wood was warped and bowed, and so we were trying to pull that 2x4 a little bit more upright on this side. That was 30 inches, but after adding the 2x4, we're just going to make the pad 28 inches wider than what the driveway was originally. And we got these forms up, put some stakes in, got it all leveled out. There's the second sprinkler that we had to move from right here over, and it's going to be good. I'm just going to fill this in. It's a little bit deeper than it needs to be right now. I'm going to put some gravel underneath it, and then I'm going to drill in some rebar here too. And here it is from the other view with the forms in. I used 3 separate 2x4s, and one of them I actually joined these two with a little metal plate right there to hold these two together, but these ones are not connected at all. They're just kind of wedged in place with October, and we're just getting ready to pour this concrete before it gets too cold. And you definitely want to get it done before it gets below 40 degrees, and fortunately it's still about 60 degrees in the day and 40 degrees at night, so it's still not too late to pour. We've got the rebar all set up, and I'm just going to tamp down this rock to make sure it's nice and tight so it won't settle underneath. Right, now we're just going to tamp down these rocks so that they will be nice and consolidated and not shift or settle underneath the concrete when we pour it. And we'll take some measurements to find out how much concrete we need to order. So notice I have the rebar all drilled into the concrete slab about 5 to 6 inches, and then coming out, and then I have the rebar that goes the length of the project tied together as well, so that will be nice and strong with a little bit of rebar in there, and just make it so that we also don't want it to tip, so we don't want that side to shift up. If the roots from the tree over there could push underneath and shift this slab up relative to that one, so we don't want it to go like this. That's why I put rebar in there, so that they'll stay even, so there's not going to be a gap or a lip there if the slab shifts later. So anyway, we'll tamp that down. So right here, I have just a little corner space because just in case I over order on the concrete, I want to have somewhere to put some excess concrete. So right here, I have a little corner. I'm eventually going to pour concrete in this whole section over here, but I figured I can use up any little bit of excess concrete I have to fill this little spot here. And so I set up some forms to fill up the gap right here next to the rock retaining wall on the side of our house. So anyway, I had some scrap little pieces of rebar I drilled in a couple inches there just to help tie that together again so this slab never comes up higher or lower than the existing driveway slab. And then I also have the foundation right there. I put another piece of rebar going into the footer of our foundation. I'm not sure if that's necessary. I just was getting creative with that one. But anyway, this is a little bit of foam board I'm going to put here between the foundation and the concrete slabs to allow for expansion of the concrete so it doesn't crack as much.